Okay, so I've got Katie here, and Katie's going to have a lovely, well hopefully a lovely, 2-hour full treatment, which is the full body and a facial. So tell me, how are you feeling?
I am very excited about having this treatment today. I have had a hectic few weeks of work, feeling quite tense in my neck and my shoulders, and I feel as though it's an absolute treat and a privilege to come and have a lovely treatment with you today.
Oh, that's nice. And you've had a little bit of a difficult weekend?
Yes, our cat disappeared for 48 hours, which has been a weekend of anguish and highs and a lot of emotional lows. So again, luckily he's home, so I can now relax and enjoy this.
Yes, we lived it with you.
Yes, the whole village did.
Yes. And you haven't had this particular treatment?
No,
before,
I've had reflexology and the core massage before, which have been excellent and have always made me feel fabulous afterwards. So this time having a bit more of a traditional massage and facial.
The aromatherapy style.
Yes.
Okay, so look forward to giving you a nice treatment.
Thanks very much.
And what I'm going to do, you know, with the core therapy, and I do some kinesiology.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to test them with you to see which are best for you today.
Okay.
So can you put your thumb and little finger together, and I'm going to try and pull them apart and hold. Fantastic. So it might feel a bit chilly.
Okay.
Is that all right there? Yeah. And hold. No. And hold. It's better. And hold. Yeah, that's strong. And hold. No. And hold. No. And hold. Yeah. And hold. Yeah. Oh, we might have a choice. And hold. That's the last one. That's a no. Sweet marjoram. Frankincense. Geranium. And patchouli. Right, this is going to smell amazing. Now you might want a little bit under your nose before we start so that you're familiar with what's happening behind you. If I just give you a moustache. Yeah, does that smell okay? Just introducing oil to your back. So all of these oils are de-stress and hydrating. Patchouli, sweet marjoram is also very good for skin and sleep, very good for headaches. Patchouli is wonderful for relaxing. It's also, I don't know if you're aware of this, an aphrodisiac. Yeah. Are you familiar with what patchouli used to be used for back in the 70s? It used to be used on leather jackets to oil and scent the leather jacket for bikers, but apparently it was in order to cover the scent of any weed.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So now you're thinking about patchouli in a whole different light. All these different connotations. So you've also got frankincense, which is a wonderful oil for skin. It's very good anti-aging. It tends to be in a lot of skin and facial preparations for anti-aging effect. So having introduced the essential oils, just working double-handed around the trapezius. That feels really good. I'm sure the knots will come out the deeper I get. How's the pressure so far, Katie? Yeah. Okay, I'd like you to take 3 nice long breaths. Now, this is your time. It's no one else's. It's your time on the couch. Just become really present that you are here right now. This is your moment. You have chosen to relax. Let your body completely sink into the couch. Allow the couch to take your weight and allow your mind to switch off and drift somewhere beautiful. Somewhere you feel comfortable and secure. Somewhere maybe you have visited before, even perhaps in your dreams. Let the scent of the essential oils infuse through your skin into your bloodstream and carry it all around your body, supporting and supplying your organs and all of the systems of your body. And as you rest in your beautiful and comfortable space, know that you can completely relax mind, body and spirit. At the end of the treatment, I will bring you round really slowly. There is no requirement, there is no need for anything from you. You can relax. So just working around the scapula on the left hand side, feeling a few knots and crunches, encouraging the weight of the shoulder into my hand in order that the muscles aren't activated. And now just agitating the edge of the scapula in order to shift any blockage and toxins, all of those lactic acids and uric acids that are pooling behind the scapula. And letting them go, smoothing them away. Nice and warm. This is what should be happening. It should be going nice and rosy. The temperature should be rising slightly to affirm that the blood has come to the area in order to provide the nutrients and dispel any toxins. That's it, it's getting smoother and smoother. Now working into the scapula with a little knuckling. That feels good there. And shifting them. It's all about agitating and shifting. Always upwards. And then drawing that shoulder down to encourage the lengthening of the top muscle, which is the trapezius here, little clicking, and the deltoid over the shoulder point. And coming round to the other side. Again, working round that scapula up to the mid trapezius, clearing knots, smoothing the way for a little further work up there later. And just bringing the arm to the back, encouraging the scapula to let go and release, lengthening out those muscles. Working round the edge of the scapula, up, across and down. Yeah, it's not so bad over here. It's normally the right side that folks have crunches and toxins stuck in their scapulae, but actually in Katie's case it's her left. It might be different when I come to the very top of the trapezius. And now knuckling over the flat of the scapula where those toxins do like to sit, all those free radicals. A little agitation on that flat bone, that lovely plateau. And smoothing them away upwards. Drawing that shoulder down, encouraging it to lengthen. And introducing my favourite, the effleurage. Coming up the back, ensuring to include the whole back, the mid to the upper, around those shoulder points down the sides, applying pressure upwards, up the neck. Nice strong hands, up the neck. And now working around the neck and trapezius, using my thumbs in a petrissage motion in the mid and upper parts of this trapezius, the diamond-shaped muscle. And into the neck. This is one of my favourite moves, the overlapping palms working over the sides of the neck, the sternocleidomastoid muscle, which takes so much strain, often held at an angle that means it has to work far harder than necessary. It's a lovely smoothing action. And the other side. Working on acupressure points that I can reach quite easily while Katie's on her front. The central occiput point, the gallbladder meridian and the bladder meridian. These are located dead centrally, and then just 2 centimeters in each direction from the center, and then again under the saddle joint of the ear. Stimulate, focus, create healing. Introducing hands to the lower back, making sure nowhere is getting cold. The temperature outside has just started to drop a little. Just starting to go autumnal here in the UK, and so making sure Katie is nice and warm. And looking at the lower back now, and I'm parting my hands at the waist, fingers pointed downwards, right the way down to the couch. This is a wonderful area at the muscle called the obliques, which relaxes and relieves tension in that area that can actually hold a lot of tension at our waist area. We don't often massage or give therapy in any way to that area. It can be quite sensitive, it can be a ticklish area, and the reason we get ticklish is when there is tension, when there is excess of muscular action, meaning that there isn't much give or flesh, and when we relieve that, it can feel a little ticklish at first. Now working my overlapping thumbs over the sacrum. So these are the 5 fused vertebrae of the lower spine, just before the coccyx. And again, it's a plateau of bone, just like the 2 scapula. So this is an area that enjoys being treated. It can feel a little bit vulnerable there, sensitive. But again, I'm simply agitating and then releasing, encouraging the movement of those toxins away from the scapula, using side palms here to shift that away. Now working into the sides of the sacrum. I'm just looking at the edge of the sacrum now and tracking down that edge to clear fluids that shouldn't be pooling from that edge. And this will help relieve any upper glute. So this is the glute medius area, the upper glute area that helps us with our stability, our strength in our torso, sitting, being able to stand up from sitting, all of those very strong torso muscular actions. That's really good. Going to introduce a little bit more oil. So sometimes the skin will absorb oil more quickly than at other times. This can be due to dry skin, the heating coming on at this time of year. It can be due to stress. We tend to absorb all our fluids and not be too mindful of drinking water when we're stressed. Okay, so coming up to those ribs, and I'm just doing a scissoring action with both hands from upper in the midsection to the sides of the ribs, all the way from the upper chest down over the lungs, over the kidneys. This feels great to have done, but it's so good for encouraging the correct movement of that very slow moving lymph. Okay, so once we've agitated, we draw away. And I'm drawing away towards the lymph nodes that sit down the sides of the torso. And the lymph sits just underneath the skin, so I'm not pressing too hard. I just need to have contact with the lymph and just encourage the correct direction, the correct speed of movement. If I was to go too firmly or too fast, the lymph wouldn't relate to it. It would be too fast. So it's just a case of going at the lymph's speed. Over those ribs and scapula. Nice scissoring action. Encouraging the muscles to relax again. And then a nice, slow, one line with fingers lined up beautifully over those ribs, which is nice when it goes gently between the ribs as well. That's great. Okay. Now an effleurage. Smoothing the whole back. Overlapping palms, encouraging outward movement again. It's all about lengthening the muscles, encouraging correct direction of lymph, and also good blood supply to all of those key organs in the torso. The urinary, excretory, digestive, reproductive and respiratory. Of course, massage is also good for the endocrine system. So the endocrine system, if you like, is the hormonal system. For instance, thyroxine in the thyroid, adrenaline, cortisol in the adrenals, and then all the reproductive organ and all of their hormones. And these are all activated by the mastermind, which is the pituitary gland in the head, which I will be massaging later. Now I'm going to work on the nervous system by stimulating the nerves either side of each vertebra. Working with the lovely rhythms of the body. I'm simply pressing between each vertebra at the moment on Katie's left hand side. And this allows me to become aware of any areas of key tension as well. This is a nice moment within the massage when both therapist and client have reached a beautiful still point, having had the warming, circulation boosting techniques and the work on specific bones, muscles and organs. We're now simply on the nervous system, encouraging the nerves to relax. Having worked all the way down with individual stimulating of the one side, I then clear it through a couple of times with thumbs and fingers. Now coming to Katie's right side with the same manoeuvre again. This is feeling really good. It's very, very relaxed. The breathing is at a nice pace. and massaging in a figure of 8, encompassing the whole back. This is really nice for the back because it then feels like it's one unit, not lots of individual parts that have been previously massaged separately. Working round the muscles of the hips, and then the latissimus dorsi, very large muscle across the mid-back here, and the muscles of the upper back, up into the neck, and bringing them down to a rest. Nice warm towel going on. Smoothing it down. And clipping. Nice warm towel going on. And clipping and revealing the back of a leg. Okay, so just bringing that knee bent with the lower leg up so I can massage that lovely calf muscle, nice strong calf muscle. So I'm encouraging the correct movement for the blood circulation, the muscle, and also the lymph. Making sure the Achilles is soft and the heel of my hand, that thenar muscle, is pressing deep into the calf here. There is a lovely split in the calf muscle. The main muscle there has 2 heads and 1 foot, so there tends to be toxins sitting very happily there, which I like to remove, otherwise it produces things like cramp in the calf. Again, using my double thumbs there. And now a 3-finger overlapping upward technique to work on the central posterior part of the leg, always upwards, right up to the bone, just at the base of the pelvis and up to the side of the pelvis. I always think with massages they tend to stop at the top of the leg and they need to wrap around up the side of the pelvis so that our whole body feels as one, not lots of individual parts. Fantastic. Working into the foot. With 2 fingers, I'm just going to place my knee under there. This can be sore, painful for some, but I can sort of normally tell when it's a painful foot. There are areas that need more attention than others. circling the foot. Lovely. Massaging into that Achilles again and covering the foot over. Revealing the other leg. Perfect. Introducing the oil to the foot, which is a little dry, up into the calf, back of the knee, and up into the thigh, the side of the hip. Just securing the hand, working the side of the hip and the thigh there. And now going to bend the knee. That's it, lovely. With a nice upward action of that lower leg so that I can get into the back of the calf, using my heel of my hand downwards. That feels really good. I can tell by the action, the movement within the foot and the ankle when I'm coming down here that it's having the desired effect. Working on that Achilles. And up into the calf. And 3 fingers overlapping again, upward movement up the posterior of the leg. Right up to that lovely hard bone at the back of the pelvis, giving it a little activation. And now firm hands up the side of the leg. Massaging into the foot, the soft tissue around the instep, the ball of the big toe, and then this area which is the lungs in reflexology, around the neck, which is the neck of the big toe, but it's also in reflex terms the neck of the body. Around the sides, the back and the other side, and then into the heel, so into the lower back. This is the sacrum, and around the other side, which is the knee, the hip, and the elbow, coming up to the shoulder point and stretching through every toe where we can clear our sinuses. Into the sides of the heel, which relates to the ovary and one side of the uterus. Nice, good massage to clear. Okay, so I'm going to take your bobble out, Katie, because I don't want you lying on it. Might feel okay, yep. Revealing the front of the leg. This oil is going down very well. Soaking in beautifully. Beautiful organic sunflower oil with calendula, frankincense, patchouli, sweet marjoram. Wonderful. So stretching out the leg first of all. Nice stretch. Using quite firm upward pressure, lightly down, firm over the shin, over the quadriceps, stimulating warmth, circulation, lymph movement, and slowing down. It's nice over the knee, each side of the shin, and then over the knee, around, circling the knee and the bone, the patella, moving into the muscles, tendons, the bursa, feeling into that creakiness of the knee that can be there. It's not too bad actually. Now just encouraging the knee to shift left and right and up and down. That's really good. It's nice movement there. And then drawing toxins away, down and behind the knee, and then stimulating behind and stimulate. And working across at an angle where the sartorius muscle is, bringing it over to relieve, lengthen, relax. And upwards on the sides of the thigh. Once those toxins have been brought over with that cross angle, now taking them right up to the pelvic region where we have lymph nodes in the pelvis called the inguinal lymph nodes, which is more like a lymph factory. It's a nice big site which eats away toxins. It's fantastic. And now just massaging that side of the bone, the lower iliac. The leg. Oil into the foot, the toes, the whole front of the leg, picking it up, lengthening, stretching, reminding the pelvis to let go. Nice and warming upwards. stretching downwards. Up the shin. And into the knee. Circling around the bone. Moving the bone if it will. Yes, that's good. A little bit of a creak. And then up and down. Stimulating the lymph node behind by moving the fluids away from the knee first. And a little stimulation behind. And then up with that crossover maneuver, bringing the muscle in this outward direction to lengthen and restore the correct alignment of muscle to bone. And then upwards, back up to that hip point in the pelvis, the sides of the pelvic girdle. Nice lengthening again before I work on the ankle. Turning into that ankle once more. And then around the ankle. Up the front with two thumbs. Over the top of the bony part of the foot. Beautiful petrissage. And then into that lower back part of the side of the heel. Up and stretch the spine out. Circling into that toe joint, the big toe being the neck of the body. And circling a little tug on each toe. That's really good. Back to the fleshy part of the foot underneath, encouraging the lungs to breathe, the eyes, the ear, for all of it to feel clear, stimulated, and at one. Coming back to this ankle, giving it a little turn over the top, around the sides, up. Wonderful. And then into those metatarsals. Again, a nice circular rotation of the toe. Little clicking here on the little toe. Working up to the abdomen. Introducing the oil. Just feeling at this moment for signs and just in contact with the tummy, see what's going on. This is where I look for any particular warm or cool feeling, any firmer or softer sensations of organs and tissue, muscle. I'm always feeling in the correct direction so that it's always clockwise, and including this area in the V, the upturned V of the lower ribs, which is a link to how we feel. It's our link to our solar plexus and our network of nerves. So now just massaging, overlapping hands in the correct direction. I'm just sensing a little congestion here, so I'm just going to work a little bit more, very sensitively, in this area. Yeah, it's dissipating now. So you may have seen on my other core videos that there's an area here called the ICV, the iliosacral valve, and this is quite a key area for our overall health. This valve is the doorway between the small and large intestine, and sometimes it can be blocked or twisted. There could be infection or little growths there, so always give it a little check to make sure it's okay. So Katie, could you take 3 nice long breaths for me, please? Okay, so I'm just feeling behind the ICV and then just going to pull it through. It's always a bit of a strange feeling. Just to clear it out. Just feels a little bit congested, but it's easing. That's good. Does that feel okay, Katie? Yeah. And now working this area, which is lovely to work on. Lovely to have worked on, the side of the torso in a nice overlapping pull up, which creates a softness to the side of the body. Again, those oblique muscles I talked about earlier at the waist but also around the top of the hip, working into the pelvis here, the iliac, the base of the ribs and the obliques, right up into the soft tissue of the abdomen. Same the other side, overlapping hands over the iliac, around the oblique. I can actually feel it into the latissimus dorsi as well, and those ribs. And of course, under the ribs here we have the liver, the second largest organ of the body. It's a really big organ in a triangular shape, and its job is to clear and store away from other organs any toxins. Oh yes, tummy's rumbling nicely, that's a good sign, it shows acceptance. And now I'm just working into that AP, the anxiety point, just making sure it's nice and smooth, not hard at all. We just want it to shed any stress. And then working over the stomach organ, down to the spleen. Great. And those kidneys and adrenals. Kidneys and adrenals. And of course we have the gallbladder here, just sitting perched underneath the triangle of the liver. Okay, so some nice upward overlapping. I see it as the plane taking off, and this is a way of tuning in our meridian points, the Chinese meridian points, bringing some peace, calm and stillness to the abdomen. Now a little stimulation on some key organs and meridian points. And then a massage to finish. Introducing that beautiful oil to the whole arm and the hand. And then angling the elbow upwards, securing the hand on the opposite shoulder, relaxing the arm, working my palm into the elbow, giving moisture, hydration, movement to the elbow, working into the tricep, around the deltoid. Encourage movement back to the heart, and now into the lower arm, the forearm. First of all, double thumbs into the inside of the arm, and now petrissage, circular, 4-stage downward movement. This normally feels really good. And circling that wrist, massaging around the area previously circled, and into the metacarpals. those bones attaching to the fingers. A lovely circular action of each digit, hydrating, moisturising as I travel, ensuring the skin's not only covered but also the muscles inside are relieved of tension and stretched. And then one of my favourite moves, splitting the hand, introducing overlapping thumbs to the centre, up the solar plexus. A little dry skin there, make sure that's oiled. Into the thenar muscle, up the valley of the lower hand and up to the lymph node. Introducing my hands, scoring the line of the towel so that Katie knows exactly where the towel comes to, feels reassured. Working down the arms a little and into the trapezius again of the upper back, gently pulling the neck so that it's straight stretched and well aligned with the spine. Feeling into the vertebra, across the clavicle, the scapula, and in between the scapula in the soft tissue. Bring the head aligned. Now it's going to feel a little bright, but I'm going to remove the eye pillow at first. I'll leave those there if they stay, but they may move. Turning the head slightly, that's it. And working into the back of that neck. Massaging upwards, round the shoulder point, up the back of the neck. Wonderful stretch. Only going as far as the neck, the body will allow. That's great. Using the strength of the hand, the heel of the hand, and the elbow into the couch. Wonderful. That's so good. And coming the other way. Around the shoulder point and up the side of the neck, the sternocleidomastoid, around the trapezius, up the back of the ear, pushing the shoulder away and then pulling the muscles to lengthen them. Just a little encouragement so that the chin comes to the opposite shoulder and back to the centre. Just a little encouragement for shoulders to go down again. They tend to come up after that stretch. Arms tend to rock off the couch, but that's okay, they're happy there. And working on the vertebra behind, so looking at T1, 2, 3 and then C1 to 7. Up on the skin behind the ears. Now I'm just going to knuckle round the shoulder point, around the soft tissue of the trapezius, into the corner of the neck and shoulder, down and up, using my thumb as well. Lengthening. Wonderful. Making sure I'm not pressing on Katie's hair at the same time. Stretching. And now a little knuckling. Great. One more time. And up. Working down the sides of the throat without pressing on the front, clearing downwards to the heart. And now a lovely neck stretch, coming up. giving me the full weight of your head as I take the weight and encourage a beautiful neck stretch. Letting it go, letting it go. And angle backwards. Oh, perfect. Perfect. And stretch. Letting it go. That's it. Going to go do that again. Nice neck stretch first of all. Up into the hairline and back. So I'm supporting the mid-neck from about T1 to C3. This is so good for the respiratory system. Of course, in first aid and emergency first aid is called the lift for life, where this is the easiest way for us to breathe. So it creates a vast amount of beautiful oxygen down into our whole body. And a nice relax, lengthening out, nice stretch and release. Going to apply the headband to keep the hair out of the way. Wonderful. That's it. And using a couple of pumps of smoothing cleanser with a little warm water, and I'm going to be working up the neck, over the chin, the cheeks, including the nose, and then the forehead. So this cleanser can be used even over eye makeup, mascara, eyeliner. It's very safe to use all over the eyes and the lips. So not only does it clean and remove makeup, but it also softens and nourishes the skin, because it is an oil-based rather than a foaming cleanser, just coming over the eyes and under the lower lids, over the eyebrows, one lip and the other. Beautiful. Now I'm going to open a new bamboo cloth. So these bamboo cloths are the tropic ones. They come free with the smoothing cleanser. I've now got lovely warm water and pressing the cloth into all the areas where the smoothing cleanser has done its work, cleaning the cleanser away, and with it comes any dirt, pollution, fragments, and already skin is looking radiant. Always an upward fashion. Wonderful. Now going to use the Face Smooth, which is a lovely exfoliator for the face. I'm combining it with some warm water and then introducing to the skin via the neck, then up to the face, into the jawline, particularly nice, working well into the T-zone. Under the nose, around the creases of the nose, and on top, using 2 fingers, and up by the sides of the top of the nose, up into the eyebrow zone, in between the brows and onto the forehead. A little more water onto the forehead for the T-zone. Sometimes I stabilise the skin with one hand or a couple of fingers while I'm working the other hand's fingers nice and quickly around the T-zone, especially around the nose, sides of the mouth, into that chin and jawline. Now a nice warm wet cloth over the face, removing those salts from the face smooth, from the neck. Those beautiful rosy cheeks. And upwards, having a feel for more salts. The sun's coming out, it's a beautiful day. And with the salts come any debris and dirt, any dead skin cells, all removed. Now looking bright and glowing. Now going to use the deep hydration. This is the face mask for drier skin. I'm going to use quite a lot. It's nice and cool. Yeah, it will feel quite cool because it's quite warm in here. So I'm going to introduce this to the whole face. Sometimes we divide up the face into sections and then use different masks depending on the skin type and preference. But today I'm just using the deep hydration. As we're going into winter, heating is starting to come on in homes here. So I want to make sure Katie's skin doesn't lose any moisture by giving it an extra boost. And the mask contains a beautiful flower called the resurrection flower, which grows in the desert and is able to store moisture, and that is how it manages to survive. So this rose, which smells delicious, is so good at locking in moisture, hydrating the skin, plumping it up, make it look and feel glowing. And that's a good amount of deep hydration mask there, that's great. And while that's on, I'm going to be doing a lovely scalp massage. introducing that beautiful vitamin toner with the cucumber water over Katie's eyes. Drawing into the neck, feeling the fingers in a line under the occiput bone, feeling hopefully for a little movement there within the muscle supporting the head, and then again massaging in a slow petrissage with all of the fingers over the back of the head, which is the occiput at the base, and then round the sides, which is the temporal bones on the sides of the head, and then the parietals over the top, and down the center point here we have a divide between two plates of cranials called the sagittal suture. So just massaging into that area, softening, relaxing, encouraging the muscles around the scalp to let go. And drawing with all of my fingers while my thumbs are anchoring above the ear zones. So a nice circular massage upwards and around the back of the ears. You know, we have so many nerve endings in and around the scalp, but this massage is one of the most relaxing to be received. And within the scalp and the neck, of course, we have many glands, including the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. And these glands are responsible for the control of the release of hormones and also for our perception of seasons and day and night. So a little hair pulling, just encouraging again individual zones on the scalp to let go. It's the most beautiful feeling. The wonderful thing about having this done is it's unpredictable. You don't know where it's going to be massaged and pulled next. And so long as you're being treated sensitively with compassion, then a little bit of unpredictability added to the mix is what makes up the most beautiful treatment. And one long pull. Making sure I have contact with the head for as long as possible. Bringing the headband background. Lovely. Going to be removing those cotton wool pads. And removing that lovely deep hydration mask, little by little, revealing the most beautiful skin tone. Hydrated, plump and glowing. Now this skin mask, the deep hydration, can actually be left on overnight in order to give a just masked face all day the next day. It just feels fantastic when you leave it on all night. That's the good thing about all of these products being vegan, fresh and natural, and no nasties. It doesn't matter how long you leave them on for, how often you use them. They're just the most beautiful products designed with compassion. Now going to be using the vitamin toner again, all over the face and the neck. And now a little of the Skin Feast, which is a beautiful yellowy moisturising cream for daytime. So this is massaged into the face, the throat and the neck area. Even into the ears. Giving a little massage at this point around the orbital zones, and pressing my thumbs into the forehead gently, again to encourage relaxation and the letting go of those muscles in the forehead. Doing the same with my middle finger over the sinuses below the eyes. Little presses with my finger pad. Always encouraging movement in an outward direction. Under the cheekbones, called the zygomatics, and over the maxilla. And now clearing, overlapping thumb over the jaw and clearing round the chin, under the jaw, and a petrissage over the top. into the ears, using one finger in front and one or two fingers behind, massaging backwards. Wonderful. Now using my favourite super greens. Using 3 or 4 drops of super greens over the neck, the cheeks and nose, encouraging that beautiful vitamin boost of that green energy, the tamanu, the kale, broccoli seed extract, all of those lovely aromas that smell so full of vitamins and goodness, directed right into the skin, around the orbital bone, down to the temporals. And finally, the eye work with a beautiful Zamak tip, which I will be using today with my finger in order not to cross-taminate. Very, very carefully around the whole orbital zone. And then a little massage using my little finger in a circular fashion, out and around. And what this will do over the next few hours is the skin of the eye will drink it in nice and slowly and will absorb this beautiful hydration, especially formulated for the eyes being a very sensitive area. It's the most wonderful delicate cream to help this delicate area. Right into the headache point, clearing, stress relieving. Bringing the massage and facial of a long 2-hour session to a close with some long shoulder, head and hair relieving effleurage. Okay, keeping your eyes closed and taking a few nice long breaths. And while you're here in this beautiful place, imagine bottling all of your sensations right now. So imagine how you feel, what you can see behind your closed eyelids, what you can hear, what you can smell, maybe the essential oils, the products of the tropic skincare, and what you can taste. And above all, how you feel in your mind and your emotions, how your soul and your spirit feels. So visualize all of these different sensations of this particular moment coming together, and visualize putting all of this feeling into a little bottle. Visualize sealing the bottle with a stopper and having the bottle with you at all times, in your pocket or in your handbag, in your kitchen. And at any moment's notice, whatever is going on in your life, you can bring out the bottle, open the stopper, and douse yourself in this wonderful feeling in order to give you the courage, strength, and resilience of feeling still, of feeling you. And continue with the deep breathing. And this time, bring your awareness down to your hands and give them a little stretch and a movement to your fingers, palms and thumbs. Maybe a little rotation to the wrists. And now breathe down to your feet, soles, heels and ankles, stretching, splaying your toes. See if you can play the piano with your toes. And rotating the ankles, breathing into the hips and thereby stretching gently down one leg and then the other. And breathing into that pelvic girdle to all of the organs contained within, to the whole abdomen, continuing with the deep breathing, feeling the abdomen rise and fall. And breathing into the chest and sternum, to the lungs, the throat. Breathing into the shoulders and all the way down the arms. Rotating into those shoulder blades and those shoulder points. And breathing into the face, scalp, into the brain, even into the hair. Feel all of your skin feeling radiant and glowing. And when you're ready, bringing your arms up over your head for a nice long body stretch. And perhaps do a banana one side by stretching down one side of your body. Feeling the stretch under the arm, down the side of the torso, breathing in, and as you breathe out, coming to do a banana at the other side. Bring the arms down when you're ready to, opening your eyes only when you're ready. You feeling okay? Yeah, good. Okay, so Katie, how are we feeling?
Very relaxed, very calm, and very reset. It feels wonderful.
Reset, that's a good word. Like it. You needed that, didn't you?
Very much so.
Yeah. I mean, it's Monday morning, so you can reset the week now.
Exactly.
Yeah, good. Any particular part you preferred, or?
The body massage was fabulous. Particularly loved the massage down my arms. That felt really amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you on a computer a lot?
I have been the last couple of weeks.
Right.
So
It's all that action, isn't it? Yeah.
And the facial was beautiful. The scrub and then the mask. I
Oh.
always love a head massage.
Yes.
It was been wonderful.
Oh, good. Well, you deserved it.
Thank you.
Oh, Okay, well, see you again soon.
Very soon, yeah.